Today we're going to talk about a surprisingly controversial piece of hardware that isn't even officially revealed yet, which is the PlayStation 5 Pro. There have been a ton of leaks and rumors and analysis predictions about the fact that very likely Sony is going to be releasing this next-gen version of the PS5 probably around October. So here in the next couple months, I think we can expect the fact that we're going to see a reveal and what specifically is different or better about this mid-gen refresh. And what's kind of strange to see is the amount of people already that are not happy about the PS5 Pro or are straight up confused by it. But let's take a look at the evidence, and I want to take a look a lot at what you guys are saying, because I've been asking subscribers to weigh in on their kind of consensus about the idea of how we're going to be playing our PS4, PS5 games to look even better very, very soon. Hi, I'm DreamcastGuy. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like and subscribe if you haven't already. So basically, tons of different people are coming together to unanimously say that 2024 is the year of the PlayStation 5 Pro. Whether you like it or not, it seems like we're probably going to get it sometime before November. That's usually when they like to try and drop hardware, is get it on shelves so it's ready for the holiday season. A lot of times they like to try and drop it, obviously, before the holiday season so people have a chance to pick it up, so kids can ask their parents to buy it for Christmas or whatever. Now, I decided to talk about this on Twitter, and I said, is it too soon for the PS5 Pro? Because I think I've got a very PlayStation-centric audience. I review most games on PlayStation, and while I do have an Xbox and a Nintendo Switch and this super gaming PC that I'm editing this very likable video, I still like to game most on my PlayStation and hunt trophies and stuff. And I find it fascinating that almost universally people are saying, even if here in the votes, like this has almost 1,100 votes, people are mostly saying too soon, there is still obviously about 400 people who are saying they definitely want one. Now, to be clear, I'm going to buy a PlayStation 5 Pro, of course. I want to play it, I want to review it, I want to review games on it. But it's interesting the amount of people that are saying stuff like this. There's no reason for them to make one at this point. They should focus on the next gen, because I don't feel like that many games are coming out that would require a PlayStation 5 upgrade. Now, this concept to me is fascinating because I think it shows the duality of the PlayStation 5. I think that graphics are just already so incredibly cutting edge on Sony's hardware and also on the Xbox Series X, and of course on PC. Games look so good, they play so good. It's kind of hard for a lot of people playing it on a standard TV to imagine stuff looking better. But people are basically chiming in here to say stuff like this. Glorious Kev, very, very hardcore PC Master Race guy, a good buddy of mine, and he said this: I hope they guys give you one, and I hope it frequently does 120 FPS on all games. Now, I think he's being a little bit hyperbolic here, but he does raise a good point. Games are, resolution-wise, fantastic on the PlayStation 5. Games manage to have great depth, good coloring, crazy graphics, good load times, obviously because of the solid state. The one place they are definitely still being held back is the fact that frame rate of a lot of games is still surprisingly bad. Like, how are they releasing games that are at 30 FPS in freaking 2024? Especially with how powerful these systems is. Every game should run at 60 FPS minimum. Like, that's what Spider-Man did, and let me tell you, I thought it was great. Where's the option for, I don't care if there is a Pro, just me personally, but I feel like the PS4 Pro was a waste, and I feel like the PS5 Pro will be the same. A lot of people are chiming in about the fact that this is about the time that PlayStation likes to do a mid-gen refresh. I don't need it, but I'm a sucker and gaming is my main hobby, so I'll probably buy one. Y'all do realize the base PlayStation 4 model came out in holiday of 2013, and a PS4 Pro came out 3 years later. If PS5 Pro came out this year, that means it had been 4 years. I think it's totally fine. Now, this guy's math is technically correct. Here is the original release date of the PlayStation 4, and then we got the PlayStation 4 Pro. So I'm one of those people, though, where I got the PlayStation 4 Pro very late. I actually got it, I think, about a year and a half after the PS4 Pro came out. But additionally, a fact that's kind of overlooked is the fact that the PlayStation 4 Pro was created for a specific purpose. Sony did not realize that 4K would come out so quick. When they originally made the PlayStation 4, it only had the capabilities to do 1080p. So when 4K became accessible, they created the 4 Pro to essentially have some sort of checkerboard upscaling, where it wasn't real 4K or true 4K as they called it, but the PlayStation 4 Pro was a way to make your games look good, especially, of course, on Sony televisions, when now that's kind of the weirdness. We do have games that are in 4K. We have games that look good in 4K, but maybe they don't have stable frame rate in 4K. For me personally, I do feel like the upgrade of the Pro is going to be very tiny. A lot of the leaks are actually talking about the fact that the primary reason that Sony is looking into this is for those major AAA games. Stuff like Grand Theft Auto 6 is internally, Sony themselves admits that that's their obsession. The games that are going to sell 10 million copies or 15 million copies, the Call of Duties and stuff, huge AAA blockbuster bestsellers. Apparently Sony's idea is like, okay, if we can get those games to look best on our console, then we'll sell a lot of the console. Which, I mean, you can't exactly disagree with. Now, I think Pio, he actually did a poll himself here. He had 3 options. I'll wait for the game to come to PC, I'll buy a PlayStation 5 Pro, or I'll play it on my base PS5 or the Xbox Series consoles. It is wild to me because pretty much every leak, every detail, everything I've seen that's been talked about to CNBC, that's been leaked by Insider Gaming, I 1000% believe this console is coming this year. It's no longer a matter of if, it is definitely just a matter of when. And people are still saying, will this even make money? At this point, I think Sony is a bit in panic mode because of a variety of factors. So, just yesterday, Sony lost $10 billion in stock value. Now, the reason for this is because they came under on their financial predictions. They thought they'd sell more PlayStation 5s, they thought they'd sell more games, and a lot of the games they made were way more expensive than they predicted. This game, just Spider-Man, cost them $300 million to make. That means it needs to sell 5 million full-priced games to break even. So clearly, on the financial side, they're trying to find a way to make more money. I think they're trying to look into the luxury gamer demographic. There has been this number that's been kicked around, which is the idea that apparently 10% of gamers, 15% of gamers will buy the most expensive version of everything. Every collector's edition, every digital deluxe special release, every fancy controller with cool infographics on it. There is a demographic of gamer that will buy that. It feels like Sony really wants to try and tap into that. That's why they're releasing all these cool special edition controllers. Even if the PlayStation 5 Pro's upgrade is tiny, there will be people who pick it up. For me, all I want, to be honest, is better frame rates. I feel like the graphics of these games is already fantastic, but I understand the people that are basically saying, where are the games at? I feel like that is a fair critique of Sony. A fair pushback to PlayStation is that as good as the PS5 has been, as good as third-party output has been, as much as frickin' Square Enix is carrying this console on their backs, where are the Sony games? We're getting some of them, but are we getting enough? And is PlayStation 6 going to be any better? I do think that console production time is just getting longer. Making games for the PlayStation or the Xbox or even the Nintendo Switch, these games just seem to take longer and longer and longer. Where is Metroid Prime 4? And these mid-gen refresh consoles are nice, but they're kind of just a sign about the fact that big exclusives, they sell systems. I'm just curious, how can we cut down on production time? What is it going to take for me to get more games in a faster rate for my PS5 Pro before I end up just saving up for the PlayStation 6? I don't know. This is just some off-the-cuff thoughts, a random rant. But tell me your thoughts genuinely about the PlayStation 5 Pro. Are you going to buy the PlayStation 5 Pro? Are you shocked they're actually doing one? Tell me your thoughts in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and please keep dreaming. About 2/3 of the way through this video, I live in a tiny apartment, and the guy on this side of the wall, I think I hear him playing a bass. Oh no, I think that is getting picked up by the mic. If you hear that, I'm sorry. Thanks so much for watching that video. If you want to see something else, you can always click this link to see what I put up last, or, subscribe and see what's coming up next. Also, I promise that whatever I do, it'll try not to suck.